welcome back. How are you doing, my friend?
Good.
Hey, we have been busy this morning. Passion
After
and
Max,
purpose.
I'm doing amazing. Oh. He was cute. Did you see him come and sit with me?
Would you give him away to your grandmother like your other dog? Oh, Sam, it's real out in these streets, man. No, the bottom line is we've got to show up for ourselves and for our pets every day. And Max has certainly proved that. Gorgeous dog that we had in here. We've been looking at amazing professionals kind of lending their weight, whether it's legal, whether it's in the NGO space, whether it's scientists and vets. How about the celebs?
Oh, my goodness.
What are they doing?
Okay, so celebs are really just putting their foot in when it comes to this really, really great cause, which is conservation, and increasingly focus on activism, which I think is so important, especially considering their platforms. We've seen them in social media campaigns and documentaries. So I want to get into talking about the first one because I really love him. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo. We can call him, we know him well enough.
Leo.
We can call him Leo.
Leo.
Fine,
oh, Leo. So we know he's been acting since the age of 5. He's now 51 years old. You can do the maths. The man has been in the public eye for many years. And I love the fact that over time, he's realized that it's not just about Tinseltown, but he wants to, of course, give back in some sort of ways. And so he's really done his part in terms of his documentary and many projects he's been involved in to make sure that he protects things like ocean conservation and also climate change, and it really helps. He's got a documentary called Before the Flood, and also global conservation partnerships. And if you know anything about his dad was kind of like a hippie. So I feel like...
I get that vibe from him. Yeah. He's definitely got an open mind. But I think what we often forget about actors, we kind of place their roles on them. Often very introverted. They live in a very kind of thin lane. As much as, yes, they're exposed to the world, they themselves, their work bubble is quite small. So for them to come out of that space and use that platform and put themselves at that PR risk.
Yes.
And all they've got are optics, eh? Right. That's their currency, is their PR value.
Especially with climate change, which is still such a controversial topic.
And in a country that is driving the negative narrative as well, how important is that? But how much power would it lend to you as an NGO organ? Imagine if Fiona was sat here next to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Sure, people would listen.
People would, so I can try harder. I'm going to try harder next time. Leo, I can do it, man. I can do it. Hell, he's even walked next to Elon Musk for 5 minutes, which deserves a Medal of Honor. But kudos to Leo for putting his finger on the pulse of what's actually happening in the world right now and holding that line despite the criticism that he gets, which is great.
Oh, we love you, Leo, honestly and truly. From your movies to your conservation efforts, we see you. And here's another guy that we definitely have had our eyes on. So I can't believe it's been 10 years since Stephen Irwin has passed away. And since then, his son has really taken the reins and run for it. Robert Irwin is his name. And he continues down that realm of both, of course, entertainment, but actually entertainment for purpose. And he's done a really great job on social media. That's where I've seen him most.
Let's see, now this is the right kind of wildlife influencer.
Yes.
He is a conservationist who is working within the lines of conservation. But if he is engaging with an animal, it'll be in a rehabilitation setting. It'll be, and he's quite clear about that line. So this isn't someone who owns lions in a cage and is petting them to get likes.
Lying next to them.
It's a very different prospect. He had an awesome responsibility stepping into his dad's shoes, and he does it. He is so funny. He's obviously a good-looking kid. Won Dancing with the Stars in the US, which is just mind-blowing, I think. But when you look at the familial love that they share and what he has done in the wake of his father's, the opportunity that he created in the wildlife space, legacy is the term. And can you imagine the pressure of having to live that legacy? But he like brushes it off with that gorgeous Aussie charm. He's just got a vibe about him that is so wholesome and so lovely. Imagine how many kids are going to be introduced to the notion of welfare and conservation.
I mean, I identify as a kid too. Like, he is doing such a phenomenal job. And they say that his dad was known as an Australian icon. No, a global icon. The crocodile hunter is something that we all grew up watching and knowing and just being aware of. In fact, I think Stephen Irwin was probably one of the first spaces of conservation that I was introduced to.
And young and hip and and he was just, but there was nowhere he wouldn't go. But for me, it's when when his kids are born and you see him just being that. And I love the fact that Robert and the rest of the family have so much digital content to drift back into. But more importantly, he is living that principle in a way that opens it up to a new generation. So he's not preaching to the choir. He's creating a new one.
I love that. Me, I'm singing along as well. Well, let's talk about Pam Anderson. We have been seeing her all over our headlines, not only for taking the stance of not wearing makeup in a space that demands women to always look incredible, but also because she has done her part along with a couple of other celebrities as well. Pierce Brosnan.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh my goodness.
Now Ricky, I know was recently,
love Ricky.
He's just unashamedly pro-animal and anti-human, which is hilarious in itself, but he understands what we do.
Exactly.
But I saw him shutting down in an Eastern European country a massive animal testing station where he's there. He's got crates. He will not rest. Yeah, and do that. Because how motivational will that be for the person like the Dr. Leandre who's doing her work every day without anyone patting her on the back? Come on.
Animal cruelty is not something that we need to play about, okay? If the celebrities can use their platforms for good, as Grace said, at the risk of a PR nightmare, I think that we can all also step up and do our parts as well, whether it is domestically or even on a bigger scale. Ray, you are doing a fantastic job. I want to applaud and commend you as well. You're putting your life on the line to help your conservation efforts.
We're doing the same job, girl. We just put ourselves out there, man. No, I think at some point in this job, you begin to realize that your role, no matter how small it seems, could be at one of those intersections that makes all of the difference. So if you work in an industry like ours that desires multiple disciplines, like you're going to have to go and cook now.
I'm going to have to go cook now. I'll be back.
I'm sorry that I make her do all of the cooking. It just feels very rude. No, she's on fire in the kitchen at the moment. But the bottom line is, we can feed off the energy that these stars create in the world, but we can also take it a step further and do something. So if you're thinking about influencing in that space, and I'm going to say this to the guys that are engaging with wild animals that aren't actually wild animals, please use your platform responsibly. Please. We have the most awesome responsibility sitting in front of us right now. This species right now that you are looking at, the totem of our wild spaces, is being commercially destroyed in our country as we speak. Yet we are the bastion, the true north of conservation, of animal welfare, of human law. Can these threads not wind and weave together so that we can have one baseline of care and compassion and purpose? To everyone who has sat on this manifestation station today, based on them holding that line, thank you. I think you all deserve something delicious. Let's go to the kitchen.